Thank you. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Group 8, please. Ashwin Sridhar, no?
Yes, let me just
Okay.
share my screen, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Is the presentation visible, sir?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, good morning, everyone. We are Group 8, and our aircraft are cargo aircrafts with a design specification of a range of 3,000 kilometers and a payload of 20,000 kg. So, this presentation is about the weight estimation, and for
Who
this
are
we
your
have
team members? Last one, who's that? I couldn't.
that is Sami Vasan, sir.
Sami Vasan. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is a simple mission profile where we have to take off from Trivandrum and do a simple cruise and then land at Kathmandu, which is at a distance of less than 3,000 kilometers. So I'll just go to the next slide. This is just a summary of the weight estimates that we have calculated. So the payload is 20,000 kgs, and we have taken two crews inside the cargo aircraft, which is a standard for this range and payload. So we have included about 200 kg for the crew and the baggage. So using this formula, we'll have to calculate the empty weight fraction and the fuel weight fractions. So first of all, fuel weight fractions, the takeoff weight, climb weight, and the landing weight were calculated using the empirical data and historical data. So that came up to 0.970, 0.985, and 0.995. And using the Breguet range equation and the Breguet endurance equation given here, we've calculated the cruise weight and the loiter weight. For cruise, we have taken a range of 3,000 kilometers.
Whenever
So
you say weight, you say weight. What you're
fraction.
doing? No. This, not even weight fraction.
Okay.
You say that W2 by W1. That's all.
Okay.
Nothing like weight
So
fraction is like the payload weight fraction is payload by total weight. Payload weight
yes,
by
sir.
total weight. Fuel weight fraction is total fuel weight by total weight. So
Okay.
just put
Okay.
W5 by W4. That's it. Or
Okay.
cruise various stages. With a ratio of those weights.
Okay. Sure.
Hmm.
So the W3 by WT2 came up to be 0.853, and for a loiter of about half an hour, that is 0.5 uh, 0.5 hours, we got 0.98 is W4 by W3. And so after
Which
the
type of
simple
engine are you
modification, we
using?
got the
What type of
high
engine?
bypass turbofans.
What's your flight mark number?
0.6, sir.
Okay. So SFC
Yes, sir.
you're taken from here.
0.5, sir.
Yeah, don't take like he says separate SFC for cruise and loiter.
Taking the same ones. 0.5
Take,
for both cruise and loiter.
okay. There is no need for that actually.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
So the fuel weight fraction, including the trapped fuel and reserve fuel, came up to be 0.226. So move to the next slide, sir.
Yeah, please.
So we took the LYD max ratio from this graph, which is given in the Thomas Leacock book and Daniel Raymer paper.
So what you do is when you refer this also you should refer those textbook. It's better to
Yes,
cite
sir.
it
Okay.
properly.
Okay,
With
sir.
figure
I
number
gave
is
the
okay.
references, but yeah, I'll cite it also.
And PP is page number.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Page number 175 something like that.
Okay, sir. Sure. So the next is empty weight estimation. So for an initial guess of about 80,000 kgs, using the initial formula given here, we had to calculate, we knew the fuel weight fraction and the crew plus payload weight. So we have to calculate the empty weight fraction. And with an initial guess of 80,000 kgs, we, after performing about 6 iterations, we got a weight of 78,353.92 kgs, a gross weight, and empty weight estimate to be 0.518748. This is the empty weight fraction. And Yes, sir. That's all. We took the structure.
Show me your first. Show me the previous slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So this is where we took the aspect ratio and the constants to calculate the structural constant, and we took a
It's not
sweep of.
aspect ratio. It's not aspect ratio. You're just constant A and C. Where the aspect ratio
Oh,
here?
okay. Yeah, sorry. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's also just the summary of the weights that we got.
Edition number is missing in the book. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And this is not the standard way to reference. Which standard way did you follow?
Yes, sir. I wanted to just add the paper directly, so I thought I'll give this because it's not directly available outside.
No. You can give this after referring. You can give this as a link. That's not an
Okay.
issue.
Okay.
The whole link HTTP you can give that.
Okay. Okay.
At the end of your reference, you can give it.
Okay.
That is the correct way to refer. Even web pages.
Okay, sir.
And make sure it is a legal web page, okay? Not
Yes,
one
sir.
from where we download a lot of books. I mean,
Yes, sir.
LibGen, whether it's legal or not, I don't know. So don't give
It's
such.
not.
It is
For
better
the
not to give.
convenience.
Better not to give. No. You shouldn't give for convenience and get into copyright issues.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. You should guard yourself, no. So
Yes, sir.
don't don't give controversial websites as well as your links.
Okay, sir.
I mean, I heard some case going against LibGen and other things. If it is free of copyright, legally clear, yes, you can give the website.
Okay, sir.
I think it's an official document where you are going to giving it a government official, go through government channels.
Okay, sir. Okay, sure. I'll take it off right away.
No. You have to give it properly.
Yes, sir.
If it is legally approved site, for example, you can get it from Amazon, or free, legally something really free in some from some websites.
Yes.
There you can give the site, give the websites.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll be putting yourself into trouble and the website also into trouble.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Just for information, there's nothing lost
Yeah,
within
okay.
the class. Within the class, there's nothing lost. But if you take it lightly, then this habit will get into you.
Yes, sir.
And then later on, because of some careless mistake, because it become a habit, you will get into problems. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Ashwin. Let's others ask questions.
Sure, sir.
Any questions to Ashwin Sridhar from the class? Anybody? No questions. So good work, Ashwin. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Who's next? Rajeshri, tactical fighter,
Yes, sir.
group 13.
Yes, sir.
Just hang on for a moment, Rajeshri. I just however, your team was cooperating with you, Ashwin.
Yes, sir. They cooperated well, sir.
Good, okay. Rajeshri, you can start. Thank you.
Is the screen visible?
Just a moment. Yeah, now it's visible.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Group 13, I'll be presenting the weight estimation process for designing a tactical fighter aircraft.
Yeah, both the wings don't look same here.
They are
Rajeshri,
the same.
they are the same. Okay. There's one. What is on the right hand side? One more fighter. Huh?
Yes,
Some
sir.
refueling thing. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Continue.
So the map here shows our longest possible route that the aircraft will have to take. As per the mission requirements, we're supposed to take off from Dehradun and
Show the
start.
requirements first. Always. Okay. Show the specifications and requirements first. Yeah. Hmm.
These are our requirements. The payload has to be at least 10,000 kgs with a minimum of 8 hard points and a Mach number of 1.5. That should be our maximum Mach number. And the range should be 4,500 kilometers the entire journey. That's what we've assumed. The service ceiling is considered as 14 kilometers. Roll rate requirement is should be greater than 360 degrees per second. And the maximum rate of climb has to be 30 meters per second. And the takeoff or the landing should be either from Jaipur or Dehradun. And it should land at an airport, sorry, it should land at a region close to the Chinese border, and should be able to combat near the disputed areas of China. And it should also be operable in the Himalayan regions. So the map here shows the maximum possible route we can take. So we take off from Dehradun and we try to combat in a place called Tuting in Arunachal Pradesh. We tried to draw different possible routes, and we found that this route took the maximum distance, had the maximum combat radius, and it's not a straightforward journey because it has to cross borders. So just to make sure that we don't violate any of those, we took a very crisscross border. And
You don't have to worry so much if you are having a fighter aircraft. Anyway, you are going to violate if you are entering enemy territory.
okay.
For civil aircrafts, yes, it's important.
Oh, okay.
So for fighter and aircrafts and all, it's a war situation. You may enter enemy territory without proper permission. You don't wait for permission when someone is bombarding you. Correct?
Yes.
Self defense.
But
So
we shouldn't be entering other countries, right? Even that.
yeah, that's okay. No, right away you can. There's a straight line from Dehradun to Tuting through China, Tibet,
Right.
which passes through China.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, here fighters don't have a specific. I've just given you vaguely airports because they have to be. They have to adapt themselves to any other thing. You can't say that I won't perform near Pakistan. It may also, call to do that. So you don't specify, very strictly like civil aerodromes. You generally see what is the, kind of aerodromes they have near the area. Just do a survey. That's all. It should fit into the worst case scenario.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we found that the possible combat range could be around 2,100 kilometers. So that amounts to about 4,200 kilometers, which is close to the range requirement given.
But I have given what is the range? What range requirement?
4,500. So we
Yeah, okay, okay.
chose.
So don't bother about it. This, 4,500. That's all. Hmm.
This is the mission profile that we came up with. So the aircraft will take off, climb, it will cruise to the combat area, which is probably Arunachal Pradesh, descend, loiter for about 15 minutes, then combat time we've taken as 20 minutes, and then it climbs and returns back to the same place, which is Dehradun. The
Okay.
weight
See. Wait. When you show it here, although it runs to the same place, you don't. You can show it as a, 7 to 8. Show as a continuous line. We know that the takeoff and landing airports are the same.
okay.
It's okay, but it is not wrong. I'm telling you, there's no need.
To return back.
Yeah, just to show the whole range is 4,200 or something.
Okay.
Instead of return, you can just continue the onward. And what
Yes.
are the two some circle you have put there? Some spring kind of.
So no, sir. Actually, this is takeoff and that's climb. That's been indicated with that.
Don't use that symbol. Just use straight line because people may confuse it's a loiter.
Oh.
Okay.
Uh, Now to the weight estimation procedure. Before we start that, we have to assume or take certain constants. The first is aspect ratio, which is we took it as 2.5. We took this from the data that we collected for the reference aircraft. We averaged out the aspect ratio and got it around 2.5. E is equal to 0.8. This we took from Cork textbook and we found K. CD naught again from the textbook. L by D max we calculated using these and we found this value to be close to the range that was given in the textbook. The payload weight was given to be 10,000 kgs. The crew weight is we took it as 150 kg, accommodating 2 pilots in the aircraft. The TSFC military thrusted normal thrust is considered 22.87 and 49.16 the maximum TSFC using the afterburner, and the maximum thrust has been considered as 95.25 kilonewton.
Can you give these TSFC values also in hour power minus 1 unit?
Sorry, sir, which unit?
1 by hour.
All right. So we found it in imperial units also.
No, not imperial units. What I want is convert the gram to kg, then kg to Newton, then Newton by Newton will cancel. You will 1 by second. Multiply by 3600, you will get 1 by hour.
Yes. Okay. So you want me to tell it now?
Yeah, better.
Okay. 1 second, sir. So it's for about 0.063 into 10 power minus 6, I think.
For seconds, sir.
4 hours.
That is, so you've done something wrong. Cannot be like that. See, 22.87. Okay. How many kg is it?
Into 10 power minus 3.
Minus 3. J by kilonewton. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 10 power minus 6, whatever, into 22.87. 10 power minus 6 Newton per Newton second. Correct?
Yes.
Into 9.81.
Yes. Okay.
So 22.87 into 9.81 is how much?
208.12.
So 208, that into 10 power minus 6 you put.
Okay. So 208.12 into 10 power minus 6.
No. 208 into 10 power minus 6 is how much? 2 into 10 power minus 4, correct?
Oh, okay. Right.
Into 3600 is how much?
0.75.
Okay. Now what is TSFC max? Just divide by the ratio 49.16 by 22.87. Multiply that to the earlier figure.
Okay. It's approximately 1.62.
Okay, great. Both numbers look right, look nice. But what I'm worried is the combat altitude. You may have to lower that. Why 9 kilometer? Because it's Himalaya region. You're absolutely okay. Everest is 8 kilometer. Yeah,
Mm.
9 kilometer. Put ASL
Right. Okay.
above sea level. It's not above ground level. AGL is above ground level.
Okay.
It is around only 2 to 3 kilometers above ground level. Yes, over there it is reasonable in that region.
These data we took averaging from the reference aircraft. This
Okay.
will be the formula we'll be using to find the iteration, to iterate and get the final weight. Now, the procedure for estimating the different weight fractions that are required. This is for finding the fuel weight fraction. The takeoff and landing, we took it as 0.97 for both takeoff and landing. The cruise phase, we used the Breguet range equation. Our velocity we took as 265 meters per second at an altitude of 12 kilometers, and a cruise Mach number we assume that to be 0.9. And our total range is 4,500. So for one way journey, it is half of that. Putting that in this equation and taking L by D as from this value L by D cruise, we get 0.98 for both the individual phases. Then loiter,
Lighter spelling, lighter spelling. LOI
yeah,
TER. Later is changed.
yes. The endurance we took it as 15 minutes for both loiter before combat and loiter before descent. We took it as at an altitude of 12 kilometers. We took, or sorry, 12 kilometers. At we took it velocity is 265 again, and we substituted in this equation and we got this value.
For loiter, we can, yeah, okay, no problem. Loiter at the same velocity, okay, it's better. What is the, combat, what is it? Combat thrust, where did you get it from?
This one, sir. We took it
T
from
max, T
yes,
max,
sir. We
combat
took
thrust.
that again from data from the aircraft.
No,
We
no,
took
no,
4 aircraft
no.
and we averaged it.
I see. You can actually, assuming a takeoff weight, L by D. No, it's not okay. Okay, yeah. Go to the next one.
The next is the climb weight fraction. W3 by W2 is 0.96 because we're considering a cruise Mach number of zero point 0.9,
Hmm.
corresponding to which we found this. The next
No,
is
this is, no, see, this climb is actually from takeoff to
cruise.
cruise, correct? Yeah, okay.
The empty weight fraction, it will be considered a little later after fuel weight fraction.
Wait, no, okay, yeah. This is,
Uh,
now, what is the next step after this, W3?
so, so we're trying to find out the amount of fuel consumed for combat,
Hmm.
which will be TSFC value maximum into the maximum thrust into the combat time, which it took us 20 minutes, and we found the fuel. We're assuming a 60% payload drop because we're also accounting external fuel tanks, so 6,000 kg payload will be dropped. The next is for finding out the fuel weight fraction. This we looked at one of the references, which is Jan Roscom, and it said it this is the procedure that was roughly followed there. The amount of the W6 by W1, which is the fuel weight fraction, or the weight fraction before combat or just after loiter, and W1 will be the weight, initial weight, would be product of all the other different weight fractions. Then W6 prime was the weight of the aircraft after the combat phase. We can find that as the difference between the weight of the aircraft before combat and minus the amount of fuel that's lost. Sorry, amount of weight that's lost just due to payload and fuel. Simplifying that, we get the ratio, which we are plugging into this equation, the entire equation, multiplying all the different weight fractions in different phases to get the fuel weight fraction as follows. Then is the empty weight fraction, and for that we used, according to Cork book, we used A as 2.34 and C is minus 0.13, and we plugged into the code that I will show a little later. These are after plugging all those values into the formula that I mentioned, showed initially, we get these values. After about 35 iterations, our value converged to 77,000 kgs. Our fuel weight is about 25,176 kgs, and our empty weight is 41,783 kgs. These are the fractions or the percentage composition of the weight. The fuel weight comprises of 32%, empty weight is 54%, and payload plus cruise 13.16%.
When you add everything, what you get?
At 100%.
Okay, good.
Iteration, the code that we use to
That's
find out
okay.
this.
No.
These are the references used.
So you have to cite these references properly.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think none of you are getting it, so I will rather take a small class on that. Okay. Thanks. Any questions? Any questions to Rajshri?
Excuse me,
Yeah,
sir, I have one
please.
question.
Who's that?
Sir, Ramnath.
Ramnathan, tell me. Tell me
Sir,
your.
yeah, Rajshri, you showed a slide wherein you showed with cruise maximum endurance condition, loiter. Yeah. So here you have set both the speeds at same. You have set same speeds for both cruise
Yeah,
and loiter.
yeah.
So will the conditions be different for cruise and loiter?
Actually, a small mistake here is actually there is no relation velocity at all here. I'm so sorry about that. It's a small mistake from my side. There is no velocity here, so it doesn't really matter
One
according to
more
me.
thing. I mean, same thing. For whatever, when you consider L by D at the maximum velocity, there's a max cruise, no? I mean, what not max cruise? The wrong
Maximum
word I
velocity.
used.
Yes, sir.
Maximum velocity, maximum Mach number, 1.5.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Do you have a cruise at that velocity,
No,
at
sir.
that
We
Mach
just
number? Huh?
no, sir.
Yes,
We
sir.
didn't consider it. No, we didn't consider such a case.
Okay, why not? Because after dropping fighting, you may have to sometimes dash at 1.5.
Yes, sir. But we tried to calculate the time it takes to climb up with
Hmm.
the rate maximum
Hmm.
climb rate of 30 meters per second,
Hmm.
and it took barely like 80 to 100 seconds from 9 to 12 kilometers. So I
Point.
thought it was a little inconsequential. So we
No, no, no,
left.
no, 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 no. The L by D max is different at that height. It is not your 10 now. When you increase the speed, it's not flying at the optimum speed. L by D max will drastically reduce. Probably you will have only half of that. You can take it as a yardstick.
Okay.
So that might affect your fuel weight.
So this is at the dash phase, right? When it's dashing after the payload drop.
Yeah. Payload after payload drop, it's dashing. Okay. So where is it in your mission profile?
Here.
Return. During return is dashing 7 to 8.
Okay.
So during the dash, you're using afterburner. So you're using that higher TSFC value,
Okay.
both during combat and dash.
Okay.
Okay. And you decide whether during the climb before, yeah, even the climb after combat, you're using the high TSFC. You want to get away fast.
Okay.
Okay. And then TSFC is larger and your LBD is also less. You can take 50 to 60% of your initial LBD,
Maximum, right?
not maximum, whatever you used for the other cruise.
Cruise.
Because supersonic, your LBD is going to become very less. Due to shock, there will be more drag, no?
Yes, sir.
So LBD is dropping if you go to supersonic velocities. You check some references to see what's LBD there. So that weight fraction will change, it will affect all your calculations. Make that and give it to your code, it will converge to a different value.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Okay. Now Sanjay has a question. Let him ask.
Yes. Rajeshri, you mentioned in your, sorry, as per your mission requirements, you had some roll rate of 360 degree or something, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. So, will this roll rate requirement affect your weight estimation at any point of time for your aircraft?
Explicitly, no, there aren't any relations that account that. I think much later, I think we'll have to account that. For now, no.
She is right, Sanjay. Actually, for the benefit of the whole class, I am answering this question. Uh, During weight estimation, you include it in the combat phase.
Okay, sir.
T max into that equation is there, no?
Yes, sir.
There you take care of this, include the roll rate also. But
Okay, so the
where will it?
Tmax
Where?
contains
Hmm.
whole rate.
But this roll rate will actually affect your aileron design, which we may not do exactly, but somehow the challenge for them is to do that and show that this rate is achievable
Okay.
by the aircraft. I don't know how they are going to do, but let's see how they do it. And that is toward the end of the design process.
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Usually it is of importance in combat.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Of importance in combat. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Last question from Sanjeev.
Sir, if the roll rate is greater than 360 degrees per second, will there be
Hmm.
any danger for the pilot, sir, because of the
You,
high
you ask,
G-force?
yeah, you ask, first you ask this question to, if you want marks, you ask the question to Rajesh.
Rajashri, will there be any danger to the pilot because of this high roll rate?
I'm assuming no, the pilot will be trained to do that, but it's a pretty dangerously high value, so I'm not very sure. But I think no.
Yes, it will be dangerous, but you have to calculate what is the G he will be experiencing. And it won't, I mean, you won't sustain it for a long time.
Okay, okay, sir.
If you sustain for a very long time, yes, maybe. It is dangerous and he'll be trained. So, G suits may not help you here for this roll rate. So, sometimes the limitation is from human point of view, not from the aircraft point of view. Now, what if this aircraft is, you know, is doesn't have humans inside? It's an unmanned combat air vehicle, UCAV. Then you don't bother about the human being. Okay, Sanjeev, just extrapolating
Okay,
your
sir.
question.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot, Sanjeev. Is this now we come to the mm, end of this presentation. Rajeshri, how's the team cooperation with you?
Yes, sir, it was good. All of us could contribute.
Okay. Okay, so at the end of this, Sanjeev Krishna is getting 15 marks for participation. Sanjay is getting 35 marks. Ramavan 10 marks. Nandakumar 5, Shashank 5, Nivita 10, Adarsh 1, Suganthan 5, Adarsh 5, sorry, Adarsh 5, Suganthan 5, Ashwin Sridhar 5, Vignesh 5, Kevin 5. Okay, participation. So don't allow Sanjay to, I won't stop Sanjay from asking questions. You should stop Sanjay from asking questions by asking more questions. Others, he's overtaking everybody else just for information. I'll just be neutral. If he asks more questions, yes, I will allow. But if you ask questions, then I'll allow you first. That's the only concession I'll make. So I encourage people to ask questions. And well, Rajeshri, good presentation. Good work, actually. It's a complicated work. And some other works are some planes are more complicated than others. Okay, so yours is one of them. So you are taking up a challenging design. Good. It will be good for you. Good for the class also.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So we have seen the various. What is given in the book is one, but when you try to apply it to various aircrafts, we have seen the various forms and challenges which a simple, you know, exercise like weight estimation can throw. So I hope you have gained the variety of issues here. We'll move on to the next one, wing loading. Okay. So the wing loading presentation can start as soon as possible. And tomorrow, I don't know whether I'll be taking the first hour and third hour. I'm not sure because some things are pending. I have to do some things. Okay. So pardon me if I don't turn up. But if I turn up, then it means yeah, all is normal. We are going as usual. And, it's 9:35. So before we wind up, can Rashmika share something? Rashmika is not there. Or Venish? Renish is here. Don't take it as a pressure on you to do this. Okay? Just whatever comes to your mind, you can speak. After all, it is for us to take a small break. Okay. Or shall I end the meeting? There are no more questions.
Okay, sir.
Okay.